What's going on there, everyone? Well, after relative media silence, last night, Tucker Carlson came out and was the only person that I know of, really, in big news, in the legacy medias, to actually speak on the Google situation that's been happening, with the leaks with Project Veritas and all that. It's very interesting, though. I'm glad it was Fox News, of course, that put it out there because Trump watches Fox News, and now we have some stuff. The ball's starting to roll, so to say. The White House to convene social media summit after new Trump attacks. The White House said on Wednesday that it'll hold social media summit next month amid President Trump's fresh attacks against internet platforms over allegations of anti-conservative bias. Now let me stop right there and say it's not only affecting conservatives really now. It's affecting gaming channels that are pretty non-political in most retrospect. I mean, sure, they'll talk about a little things that are considered political nowadays when it comes to gender roles and all that stuff in video games, and how it kind of makes them go crazy a little bit when we have these woke games coming out. But not just that, their centrist leftists are being attacked also. You have, I've mentioned him before, Tim Pool, who is a really centrist guy. I mean, he's relatively kind of a boring person, but channels like his are being attacked also. If you're not pretty much with the far left or pushing activist narratives, they're looking at you and trying to silence things you're saying, especially if you were speaking out about those types of narratives. All right, let's continue. White House spokesman Judd Deere told The Hill in an email that the event is set for July 11th. This event will bring together digital leaders for a robust conversation on the opportunities and challenges of today's online environment, Deere said. It's unclear which leaders will be invited or who plans on attending. Trump earlier Wednesday attacked Facebook, Google, and Twitter, accusing them without evidence of opposing him politically and even trying to rig an election against him. They obviously have not seen the Project Veritas video, and it's kind of hard to now because I believe it's been pretty much banished from all social media platforms with the exception of, I think, BitChute still has it on there. And check out BitChute. I'm on BitChute also. A lot of people that are being kicked out of everywhere else are going to BitChute. So definitely give BitChute, give it a glance. You might like it. Trump earlier Wednesday attacked Facebook, Google, blah, 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 said that. These people are all Democrats, the president said in an interview with Fox Business. We should be suing Google and Facebook and all that, which perhaps we will, he added. Trump also accused Twitter of censorship. I have millions and millions of followers, but I will tell you, they make it very hard for people to join me on Twitter, and they make it very much harder for me to get out the message, he said. I don't think that's the case because, I mean, I've never actually seen anything suggesting that Twitter's not letting people follow the president. So I kind of disagree with that a little bit, but I digress. Facebook and Google declined to comment. A spokesperson for Twitter pointed to a blog post that the company put out last year saying that some users could expect follower counts to drop as it purges fake accounts from the platform. The companies have all denied that politics play any role in their decision making when it comes to content moderation. None of the platform representatives would comment on the social media summit. We know they're lying. It's a blatant lie to say that they're not letting politics play any role. That is just completely false. There's been so many leaks from various companies that specifically are about how politics are playing a major role in what these social media companies are doing and the way they're censoring people. Trump has met with tech executives in recent months, including Google CEO Sundar Pichai and Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey, to complain about what he suspects are efforts from socially liberal Silicon Valley to silence conservatives. And other GOP lawmakers have echoed the attacks and used them to push for changes to a law that shields websites from liability for content posted by their users. Conservative lawmakers have in recent days used a video posted this week by right-wing group Project Veritas as ammunition. The segment includes an undercover video of Jen Janai, a Google executive, talking about mistakes the company made in 2016 that it is trying to avoid in 2020, which is election meddling, is exactly what she's talking about. You want to talk about real interference in our election? When the social media companies, these giant platforms, when they try to swing a narrative, and they have the power to completely swing a narrative, and they use that to affect an election, that's election meddling. Project Veritas painted the recording as evidence of liberal bias, but Janai responded saying the group selectively edited and spliced the video to distort my words and the actions of my employer. No, they didn't. That's a convenient excuse to try to throw out there, but no, I'm sorry. You're from Google. Your credibility to most people is zero. I was having a casual chat with someone at a restaurant and used some imprecise language. Project Veritas got me. Well done, Janai wrote in a blog post. Yeah, they got her. They did get her. And she admitted it. Yeah. But then she tried to retract and say, oh, no, they selectively edited it. No, you said it yourself. They got you. Still, GOP leaders seized on the video and its removal from Google-owned YouTube due to a privacy claim as evidence of a conspiracy against conservatives. And that's true because here in America, there's a few places, I will say that there are a few places that have like anti-recording laws where if someone does not give you permission, you can't record them. But I don't think that was the case here. Advocating violent acts and recruiting terrorists online is illegal, but expressing one's political views, however repugnant they may be, is protected under the First Amendment, Representative Mike Rogers, Republican from Alabama, the top Republican on the House Homeland Security Committee, said on Wednesday during the panel's hearing with social media executives. I have serious questions about Google's ability to be fair and balanced when it appears to have colluded with YouTube to silence this negative press coverage, Rogers added. And in a testy exchange during a Senate Commerce Subcommittee hearing on Wednesday, Senator Ted Cruz, Republican from Texas, repeatedly asked a Google executive if she knew anyone at the company who voted for Trump. Democrats are also becoming increasingly critical of the tech giants, have dismissed the bias allegations from conservatives as bad faith attacks. As Wednesday's Commerce hearing, Senator Brian Schatz, sorry, that name's awesome, a Democrat from Hawaii, a vocal tech critic himself, called it working the refs. There are members of Congress who use the working of the refs to terrify Facebook and Google and Twitter executives so they don't take action in taking down extreme content, false content, polarizing content, contra to their own rules of engagement, he said. First off, they shouldn't take down anything unless it is like promoting violence or doxing, which the left seems to get away with all the time. Recently, what was it? Earlier this week, or it could have been this weekend, Tucker Carlson was doxed once again. Not only was he doxed, there was another member of Trump's administration that was doxed. His name slips me right now. But yeah, he was also doxed by Antifa. Antifa proudly put up posters all over the place in Washington with these people's home addresses and all that stuff and all their personal information. Yet Antifa accounts, they're not banned. They didn't get purged from anything. Why is that? Kind of sounds like there might be a bias. The fact is, everyone knows that these giant tech companies are really just they're out to push a left-wing agenda. That's all it is. When you have Democrats and Republicans starting to come together on this issue, you know it's a serious issue. Because it's not just about the political, like, it's not just the political backfiring and stuff that could happen from this. It's freedom. Freedom itself. These are American-based companies, and I do believe, I'm a firm believer that companies that are American companies should follow the Constitution. Just how it should work. You know, free speech is one of our most fundamental rights. We're one of the only countries that has that anymore. Canada doesn't have free speech. England doesn't have free speech. Most European countries don't have free speech because they have hate crime or hate speech laws, which hate speech has been argued by many congressional people. Hate speech is the most protected of all the speech. As long as you are not promoting violence against other people, there should be no problem. Even if you're putting out fake news, you know what? That's for the people to decide. When people put out just blatantly fake news, they get called out real quick. I don't know if some of these people know how Twitter works. But if you put out something fake, within a minute, you will have everybody out there and their mothers debunking you and pointing you to the real news. But yeah, something needs to be done, and it looks like finally something is going to be done, thanks to Fox News. And I'll say that 1,000 times. Thank you, Fox News, which a lot of people don't like. I'm kind of iffy with Fox News because it's been leaning a lot more left here lately, but it still has its good components. And yeah, I don't mind watching, you know, people from the right or people from the left on the news as long as they're giving me the news straight, which I say Fox does fairly decently. Once in a while they'll get a little hyperbolic about situations and stuff like that. But I guess that just goes with the territory nowadays. I'd much rather watch Fox News than CNN or MSNBC because I'd rather hear news than opinion and conspiracy theories. So, but as always, like, share, and subscribe, and I will catch y'all on the flip side.